Alright guys, here we are back. I'm going to show y'all how you can replace these grommets and the fuel lines super fast. What you're going to need is you're going to need a knife. You're going to need a knife. You don't need a pair of pliers. You don't need a pick. Those are three things you don't need. What we're going to do here, we're going to prop you up right here. Yeah, it's a pretty good view right there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our fuel line here and we're going to cut a little lip on it. Come on. There we go, there's the lip on that one. Now we're gonna do the same to the black tube. Now what this does is it just gives you an area to slip through the hole more easily. With these grommets, you don't have to worry about it too much because they're flexible. But here's the new grommet. So you see how they're quite large, but it doesn't matter which side you put them in, as long as you get the hoses line back up on the carb. This is the old carb, so we're replacing that too. But you're gonna take your side that you put a slit in on, you're gonna just run it through there, and we're gonna go through the top so it'd be easier once we get it all together. And there we go, there's that one. And here goes the other one. And you just slip right in there. And there we go, there's that section done. Now this tube is a little long. This is just a spare piece I had. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just prop it up right here next to this one. And I wanna go to the other end at the bottom of the gas tank. That way it's all the way on the bottom. And we wanna leave a little bit of distance. Because you're gonna be putting that filter on there. And so there's a leftover tube, so that's gonna go in the scrap pile for whatever I need it. And they just so happen to come out about the same length. Don't forget to trim your ends. There's that one. There's that one. And you don't want this black one long. This is your breather hose. That's a nasty tool. But that's your breather hose right there. So your black one's gonna get pulled up out of there like that. So that's what it's gonna kind of look like afterwards. These are gonna be cut to the same length once we figure out exactly where they need to go. Next, we're gonna take our fuel filter and just pop it onto the fuel line here. Make sure you're putting it on the side that goes into the tank. And this is where the pliers come in handy a little bit. And we're just gonna push that on it. And it's all right if you don't get all the way on there like that, but all you're looking for is to get over that little nipple right there, and that will keep it from coming off as easily. The reason I put this all together in one piece is because we're going to slide the filter through this hole for the grommet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pick, and if this doesn't work, which is not, we're going to take our pliers and just grab it. There we go, so it just comes right out. So this one was backwards. It had the fuel filter on the black line, but that's all right. Just make sure with your new filter that we have right here, we're gonna hook it up to where the black line goes here, and that's your fuel pump there. So we're gonna stick it on there just like that. Yellow goes there, and black will go there. That's your breather line. This is your gas line, gas pickup line. So now we're gonna dump this tank out because it has some bad fuel in it, and then we're gonna install this new grommet. So we'll set y'all down right quick. All right, there we go. So what we did, we just threw that old gas into a gas can, and we'll dispose of that later. Now on this one, there is apparently the gas cap retainer down in there. So we're gonna go grab the grapplers. I call them grapplers anyways. We're gonna go through the gas tank side, and we're just gonna grab it. And there we go, there it is. They're either just like you can get these from the dollar store or anything. They're just grabbers. I like to call them grapplers. But there's that. And we got that put back in there. There's these little fins in here on there. That way you gotta do, I take the back of this pick and I just shove them down in there all the way around. And that's how you keep it in there. So that's all good to go. As long as it doesn't get snatched on, it shouldn't come back out. So now we're going to put this in. I'm going to show you the easiest way I found. So what we're going to do, since our hose goes like this, like in a swoop, I'm going to put it in with the swoop facing the opposite direction here. We're going to slip that in, make sure your breather gets in there. We're going to put the back section down first. Yeah, back section down first. And then we're just going to go slowly around it, just pushing that little lip here. I'll get another grommet here in a second to show you what I mean. Towards the end, it can get pretty darn tight, but there we go on that. Yeah, let me show you. Alright, this is the only grommet I have, but this one, the way you know which way to face this one's this narrower side, this one's the wider side. The wider side goes on the outside of the tank. And what you do is you take a pick or a really small flathead and you slowly just push it down into that groove. That pushes this inwards, this bottom flange inwards, and allows it to loop around that lip, and that's how you put these on. Now I'm just gonna put the new carburetor on, so we know our yellow line is the gas. Oops, sorry. I was moving the gas tank, the blower around quite a bit. And this one has a double lip on the nipple, so that's kind of nice to have. Makes it easier for install. We're gonna check the length of this black one, which is still pretty long, and we're gonna cut it right there. I just took it and lined it up with this part of the nipple here. That way I don't cut it down here. I'm too short, and I'll push it up on there and it'll be just the right length. And now we'll just push these two down in there. These rubber grommets are pretty forgiving on how much you can do to them. And this way, this goes on this way with the choke going backwards. But before we do that, we're going to install our choke line. There's no tension on this right now. And there's a little tiny slit on one side that's wider. That's for the lead retainer to slip inside of, and it will hold it there, right there. Now we'll just screw this back on. Y'all have a good one. Bye.